Hello, everybody. Hi, Diane. You were early. That was so nice. Thank you for joining us. I would love to be in my recliner sitting there. I think that sounds like a good place to be, so I hope you enjoy it. Harley is in my recliner right now, taking a nap. I do not know where Susie Cute is, which sometimes makes me a little nervous because, Susie Cute is just a little bit busy. Yeah, that's how we're going to say it. So, how's your day going? Hi, Gladys. Good to see you. So my day has been interesting. As you know, I was gone last week, had a great time up at Birch Bay with my friends, and we crafted and ate and cooked and just had a good time. I slept really well, which surprised me. I don't usually sleep really well away from home, but it all went great. And I have a funny Harley story. I don't think I told you because it was probably the same week, just a day after our last live. I was packing, so I was taking some food, and I had this Snoqualmie Falls pancake mix, which is yummy, by the way. Some of the best pancakes you'll have. So I had the mix, I had some other foodstuffs and things, and I put them in a container, and I put it in the extra bedroom. I did not latch the door. Well, now, you know Harley. I know Harley. I love Harley. But Harley doesn't respect other people's food. And so he did not respect that I had that sitting in there, and he got into it. So I started my team meeting on the Saturday after our last live, and all of a sudden there's a white powdery dog in the house, and right in front of me. And so I excused myself and I went and saw the entire mess he had made on the rug in the extra bedroom. There was pancake flour everywhere, mounds of it. Mounds, I tell you. Hi, Jan. He had dumped, it was almost full. He had dumped it out. There was still this much left in the bag. So anyway, I closed the door and I came out and we had a nice team meeting and enjoyed the chatting, and the Jan is on right now, led us in the crafting part of it, which was very fun. And then after we were all done, I went in and I got the vacuum out and I started vacuuming up the powder. I, of course, kind of took a wash rag and toweled him off. Hi, Hillary. It's Harley. Yep, it is Harley. I love that dog, but he just, as my daughter says, he's the worst when it comes to food. So I got it cleaned up. I still have to run the carpet cleaner over it because there were a couple of crusty spots because he drooled all over it. He did not get sick. I was glad about that. He ate some, but not enough to upset his stomach. Besides, after all, he is a lab, and Labradors can have stomachs of steel or cast iron or something. Anyway, so it was just lots of fun. But the one thing I didn't get is on the top of his muzzle, just right at his nose, he had some crusty pancake mix. And so I got a text from my daughter because I was busy packing and getting ready and leaving. So she said she wanted to know what was wrong with Harley's nose. Was it dry skin? She was really concerned that he had a growth. And I said, it's crusty pancake mix. And she said, no, Mom, here. And she sent me a picture. And I said, yep, it's crusty pancake mix. And so I texted her the story. Hi, Cindy. Yeah. And asked if she had a little time, could she put some oil on his nose and loosen it up and wash it off. And so she did that. And that's when she came back with a text that he is the worst. Anyway, that was one of my stories for today. He is just a goofball. But he's right now looking practically perfect, sleeping in the recliner. So, on one of my favorite blankets. So, he's happy. I'm happy because he's not into anything. And again, I don't know where Susie Cute is because usually she's the one causing trouble. Oh, I wish I had taken a picture of it. I just started cleaning. Yeah, he was like this little ghost dog, all covered in white, but it wasn't a white bed sheet. It was pancake mix. And today I've been cleaning, not in there, but my cleaner is sick and I have company coming tomorrow morning at 9:30. We meet for our field service here tomorrow, and my cleaner is ill. So I had been gone for 2 weeks, a week, and then this week of making a mess. And so I've cleaned 3 bathrooms and a kitchen today. I still have the floor to do in the kitchen, and I need to dust the rest of the house and vacuum it. And who knows, if I have the energy left, maybe I'll get out that rug cleaner and take care of that spot in the bathroom. Anyway, it's such fun. I just have a good time with Harley and Susie Cute. But right now, Diane sitting in her recliner sounds like a really fun place to be. Although I'm excited to show you the cards. So let's go down to the table. Let me get that fixed up. There we are. I have cards to give away from 2 weeks ago. So Cindy G is getting one. Cindy Walker is getting one. Oh, I have 2 with Cindy G on it. Diane's getting one. Someone else is getting one. Oh my goodness. This is bad. I will go and I will rerun the name picker, and I'll put every comment that doesn't have a card already in it from YouTube and Facebook, because now I don't know which one it was that she got the card from. Okay, there's my job after the live. I'll set those apart. I just have a couple of quick things. Because I don't look at dates and I get confused easily. Let's turn it right side up. The virtual card retreat with Stampin' Up! Was during my retreat while I was gone. So I watched a few and did 1 or 2, but I'm working on my cards now. And I think they're cute and I learned some things, and it was just really worth the money to buy that kit. And this sweet, let's see. I don't have a picture of it. I'll have to get it out. Hold on just a minute. There was a bundle called Forever Florals, and it has the dies with it. Cool dies. And a cool use for this, not just using it full. I'll have to share that with you one of these days. Those are in the pre-order right now, so they shall be available on February 2nd for purchase. And the other one is, this one is unique to the virtual card making retreat, and these are cool cards too, so it's nice to have this. I think it's pretty, and the cards are turning out nicely, I think. I will show them to you after we've made our card today. Bonus days, just a little bit more time, 4 days, because on February 2nd it ends. So for every $50 you spend, you get $5 in a bonus coupon. Keep those numbers. They're going to send you like a coupon code. Keep those because you're going to put them in so you can get free product next month. This month they're still available, the Fabulous Saying stamp set, and I believe the Paper True Florals is still available from last month. And you can only get 1 product of the month for $5, a $75 order at a time. Oh, Gladys, you've completed 2 of the cards. I don't know how you're doing it, but I decided I am kind of an alphabetical, numerical person. So I started at 1. So I've done 1 through 4. Yeah, I think it was worth the cost. And they were fun. I mean, the presentations I've listened to, because I listened to the first 4 hours, I think, for the first 4 videos. And I thought that they were fun. They were having a good time together. It was just good teaching. Craft class coming up. Well, this doesn't have much information. It doesn't even tell you the suite we're working with. But there's a new one coming up, and it'll be available February 2nd. I will post a flyer with more information. My goodness. I copied off the wrong one. Oh, you hadn't received an email with your coupons. Oh, Gladys, that's awful. I hope they were able to take care of you quickly. Let's see. What are we making? We are going to play with the new washi tape. This is the Greenery Lane. Oh, Hillary, you've got 10 done? Wow. Yes, lots of tips and techniques. It was a good teaching. So here's the card we're going to make. I've used the washi tape in 2 different ways. So let's see. Here's the stamp set. The Greenery Lane. I really like Wishing You Well, but I wanted to use a circle, so Here for You seemed like a really good sentiment. And I think that even though I've dressed it up a little bit, I think it's a good card to send to a man. And so today's is going to my friend Mike in my congregation who has 2 different kinds of cancer. Oh, very good, Gladys. I'm glad that was resolved. Hi, Luann. Oh, internet trouble? I had internet trouble the other day. I was not happy about that. I pay way too much to have internet trouble. Oh, well, I guess everything goes out. It's just technology. I didn't put my face in the center, did I? I'm going to switch this out and do this because I knew I was forgetting something. Just make it small enough so you don't have to really see me too big. There we are. Oh, they put them in the chat. Oh, that was nice. You will be able to use your coupons. I also like the dies, which are necessary for cutting these out. So I'm going to tell you what I did first. I took the washi tape. I think this is 3.5 inches. No, it's 3 3/4 inches. It's got a little bit on each side because, I don't always do everything straight. I know that's going to surprise you. I'm not perfect. I line things up crooked. And I also have a little bit of if you got a little, didn't quite line up right, you can use your fingernails to get those flattened out and make it good, or look good. This one is not perfect. This one that I did is much better, and I made it a little bit bigger, so I had a little more room. This one is, I think, it's 4 1/4 inches. I just used a half sheet of cardstock. But what I would suggest doing is, because you cut out each one individually, you really don't need to cut them all out and save them. So I decided just to save these pieces. I think that this is what I'm cutting out here. I think. Unless I've already got it done. I have no idea what I'm doing. We're just going to play. I will send Mike your love. I will. I feel really bad for him. It's hard knowing you don't have much time and that it's an aggressive cancer. So Diane went to a meeting last night. Oh, your house was 62 degrees and cold. Well, yes. Oh, no, your furnace broke. You're in Colorado. It's too cold there to have a broken furnace. Have you called someone and will they fix it? Let's see. Yes. Someone in your congregation knows how to fix furnaces. He went and he replaced the part that broke and she's warm again. Oh, good, Diane. Oh, that's good news. I remember one winter when my furnace went out and it was during a cold spell, because we all know furnaces only go out when there's a cold spell. It's a rule. And so I had my gas fireplace in this room, and then I had a couple of, I could only find one of them. I used to have 2. They've got an oil that rotates through them, and so they're safe. So I got that out, and my daughter brought me over one that she had. So I actually made it through pretty well. But still, I don't like being cold. Which is why every evening my gas fireplace is going in this room, because this room gets cold. So, cool washi tape. There's a couple things you need to know about using it. Stuff doesn't stick to washi tape very well. So if you're using a low tack tape to hold your dies on, it's not going to work. Yes, Luann did hers, went out a few years ago during the coldest week of winter. Yeah, it's a rule. Only during the coldest weeks can the furnace go out. Okay, so what you want to use, and believe it or not, what works is you can use just regular old Scotch tape. You'd never want to use this to hold the die on anything else, but if you put it on, it holds it down, it pulls right off. But it gives it enough time, enough of a hold so you can run it through your die cut machine. It's very strange, and I was glad I saw someone do that. She said you could also use maybe a painter's type tape. I think you could probably use duct tape, but I didn't try that. That would be silly. Although duct tape is really a good product. If it moves and it shouldn't, you get out the duct tape. And if it doesn't move and it should, you get out the WD-40. There's my household tips for y'all. I got out the mesh ribbon because I wanted some ribbon. I just didn't want a big bow. And so we'll see how I use that. I used the Spotlight on Nature dies. I always use stylish shapes, but I thought Spotlight on Nature was a good idea, and I used these corrugated type ones. Here's a hint. Things don't stick on washi tape very well, so I used glue dots underneath the brass butterflies, and they seem to be holding okay. These two are on the washi tape. And may I say, I really like this Stone and Vine 3D embossing folder. It is really cool. If I can get this up so you can see. And I use two-tone cardstock, so it's got a little white variation in it. That is not very clear. Maybe if I just stand still. So you can see the variation in color. And this is a 3D embossing folder. It does, and it means it. It really is a 3D embossing folder. It's really nice and deep. So let's put those aside. And let's see what I actually prepped ahead of time. Oh, you're welcome for the tip about the washi. Oh, I'm sorry you found out the hard way. Gladys, 55 degrees in your home Monday? That's cold. Oh, batteries in the thermostat. Well, I didn't know that either. Well, I'm glad your furnace kicked in. But I guess that's something to know. Maybe I should look at my thermostat, my batteries. So here I did the larger of the two of the corrugated in Lost Lagoon and white for the sentiment. And although it really isn't necessary because you can see the sentiment, we are going to use the new stamp positioner because I took it out of the box and I haven't used it. Here's one die that I've cut out. And there should be two. I thought I saw the other one. Oh, I've got gold foil leaf cut out. There's my other one. I like this little guy. Isn't he cute? So it's a super easy card to make. We've got this is for the inside and it's a little bit too big. So I'm just going to trim off a 1/4 inch. Well, actually, why do that when I have some cut that are smaller? This is 3 3/4 by 5. So that'll be great for the inside. That was much easier than cutting it down and a more efficient use of paper, may I say. And our envelope, of course. So the first thing I did, because I think this is the most fun embossing folder ever, is I cut down, I ran through the embossing folder and cut it down to size, because you know that embossing folders shrink up a little bit, your paper. Oh, thank you, Hillary. I appreciate that. Oh, Diane hasn't gotten her stamp positioner yet. It is so cool that we get to order the stamp positioner now, because after February 2nd, it won't be available for us to buy. it will be available only free in starter kits. So it'll go to new demonstrators. So if anybody's watching this and is looking to join a team, Nutsy Stampers would love to welcome you in. It will go on sale eventually. Remember the glass mat, which is under here? It wasn't available. It was available to demonstrators to order on the pre-order, and then it was available for new demonstrators for a period of time, and then eventually it came for sale. So I'm thinking that will be with the stamp positioner. Yes, it is only available to current demos until February 2nd. So it would be good to buy it this month so you get, because it's $49, add a little something to that order, make it, is it 75? It's 50. And get your bonus coupons. I never have trouble getting my orders up to $75 or so, which is probably a sad sort of thing. Okay, I already cut one. I am going to start by putting on my ribbon. And like I said, I just really wanted, and this one you just have to be a little careful with because it will lift up. And if it's not going to work right, grab your tear and tape, put tear and tape down by the edge. Oh, that's a little long, but that's okay. Let's see. You will not believe all the junk I have around me right now. And then I just grab my ribbon, and I just picked a spot. This one's a little higher than that one, and I think that's fine. I usually run it around, so the card, wrap it around so that it meets, so I'm pretty sure it's level. And then I cut it off. So, what is everybody drinking today? Oh, Luann, yes. It's now or never. Well, no, it's not never. It's just, it'll be a while, and they didn't tell us when it's going to be available for sale. I have got a lovely tea. It's a cardamom chai, and it's from an East Indian spice store here in town. My friend Chris Nunley brought it up to the retreat. Well, the only 6 of us can stay. Anyone who's local that shops with me or crafts or anything can come up and visit during the day. The name of the ribbon is, it's the Gold Striped Mesh Ribbon. And it's an online exclusive. Number is 165599. Okay. It is a different Tisane, but it's very good. And I thought this needed just a little bit of, it's got lots of texture, but it needs a little height variation. So I decided to pop this with my glue dots. No, not with my glue dots, with my dimensionals. I'm going to use fewer than usual. Not sure why. Okay, I'm not using fewer than usual because I just have to put those in the middle. I can't control myself. Let's see, the card base is, oh, don't put the dimensional down. That was silly. Well, guess I'll get out a new dimensional. If you're going to put the adhesive side down, or if you think you might accidentally do it without thinking, get your silicone mat out. That's what it's for. So here's my card base. I like to stand up to be a tent type card. So it's portrait orientation, but it tilts instead of opening from the side. So this is 4¼ by 11. This is the normal opening that most of us use. And it's 5½ by 8½, scored at 4¼ So you get the same size card in the end. And I am just going to put this down. And this is going on top of it. It actually looks like this has got a spot without any washi tape. So let me grab this piece. I'm just going to take a hair off each side because it's got, to make sure we've got a full washi tape. So it's 3 by 4¼ I believe. I think I want to do it this way. And then maybe take a little bit more off this. Oh, that's 3¼ That's perfect. 5, 4, no, it's 3. 3 by 4¼ And I cut it a little narrower than I normally would. And you can keep this. You can use that for inside a card. And I'm cutting it off at 4¼ Yeah, just cut a little bit off the top. The reason I did not even complete, Cindy Walker, 70 degrees. Cindy's drinking coffee. Gladys has hot tea because it's cold there. What is the temp there, Gladys? We're up in the 50s again. It's windy and rainy, but it's 50. So our cold spell seems to be better. I wanted more of this pretty embossing to show. So that was my thought. So I kept shrinking it until I got it to a size that I was happy with. And I'm just putting it down flat. And as you know, I guesstimate a lot. This may not be exactly perfect, but it looks pretty good. That's the hard part. I'm also going to put my circle down because it is so nice to have as many pieces under control as possible. So there's our inside. We're going to stamp on it. We're going to stamp on our circle. So let me pull out the stamp position. I went ahead and bought the pack. Let's see. If I move things out of the way, then they would be flat to work, a flat surface to work on, which seems to me, when you're trying something new, a good idea. So we're just going to move stuff out. Okay, so here we are. Here's the stamp positioner. It actually goes like this. It's got this cute little bar, and these are little push. So on all 4, push. So when you push it down like this. I was thinking that these were flat and this pushed down, but it's not. It's the whole thing pushes down. Here are the magnets that you might have heard about. They're strong magnets. I know that because they have, 16 degrees. Oh, you're welcome, Luann, for the card kit. 16 degrees. Oh my. And I imagine there's a wind chill with that. Anyway, you've got, like my old Stamparatus, my Stamparatus and things, it's got the magnet, and I put washi tape around it and made myself a handle so I could pull it up. But this has a handle on it. Easy peasy. I put them down fairly close and they collided. Kind of took me by surprise. The good paper has little holes at the top, and I like having an easy to read measurements. So over here, up here, there's inches. Here is centimeters. But this just goes right on over those little tiny pegs. And I don't know why, but I think I might need to stand. Oh, there it is. That went on pretty well. You can still see the little triangle piece up at the top. And that's so you can line things up well and easily. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but I don't need anything like that right now. I just want to put this on. Actually, I may use the little one. There it goes in these pegs. Now I'm going to use the big one just because. Because I can. I'll put this on. Let me grab my stamp out of Greenery Lane. Because I don't think I had that pulled out. Here for you. Nope, that's love and hugs. I don't want to send love and hugs to Mike, so let's put that one back. What you do is you just put it in like this, the actual stamping part down. Here for you. Yes. Then when you put this back and you pull it off, the stamp is back in its perfect spot. I like that. And you've been frozen for 2 weeks. Oh my. Oh my. This one needs to move over just a little bit. And pull this down. Once you have done that, lined it up. Of course, with me in a circle, if I'm a little bit off, I can turn it. It's not a big deal. Put that on its peg, press down. It picked up the stamp, and sometimes, because it's not held down really, really well, because it was a smaller piece, I am just going to hold this over and make sure I have it in the right place. And I do not, it inched up a little bit. So that's going to take a little getting used to. Actually, probably one would have been enough. I think that looks pretty good. So let me grab my Lost Lagoon ink. I don't know what it is, but I have used a lot of Lost Lagoon lately. How about you guys? Oh, look, blue. I'm wearing it, even though it's a blue-green. I'm going to tell you that I did not wear Secret Sea this weekend. I used a lot of it last week up in at our little crafting thing, but I did not wear it. So Secret Sea is a good blue for me. Okay. Now put this on and press it down. I like to give it a moment to transfer. There it is. And if I needed to, because it looks like the H didn't quite get a great coverage, so let's do it one more time. This is going to be hard not getting ink on the pad for me. So let's try it again. I'll press it down and I'll give the H a little bit pressure. That looks better. How about that? And then you can just take your chamois. Let's see. Wipe it off. And put it away. I just rinsed off my chamois and cleaned it up, so it looks pretty good. And we'll put this particular stamp back. Here for you. And then I need one more stamp. I need this little guy, because I'm going to stamp the inside with it. And I'm just going to put it on a block. And I'm going to put this away, but I want to try that kind of hinge stamping with it. Maybe I'll use the Wishing You Well. But for right now, let's take this and set it aside. And bring back the card. Okay. Here's our little additions. I just want to do a first and second generation stamping in the corner. So there's first generation and second. And I'm going to do it up at the top corner also. First and second. I actually like that one better, so I'm going to leave that in the bottom corner. And I believe that is all the stamping for this card. Let me add the middle in. I just thought there's so much white on the card, and since there's the matte layer on the front, it might be nice to have it on the inside. Yeah. Couldn't remember if I did a half sheet or if I did. Wasn't sure the size. I think in the directions I put 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, which works really well. And you know, if you wanted to, you could even run the inside one through the embossing folder. I hadn't thought about that. That might be kind of pretty. It wouldn't add a lot of weight to the card because you're using two-tone cardstock, which is lighter. So I just took my white sentiment, because I wasn't entirely sure where I wanted to put everything. I just loaded it down with a little adhesive. And I want the gold to show. I do like gold. And I'm going to put this one up a little higher than I did before. And then I'm going to take dimensionals, which will help hold these on. That one is not well attached to the glue, but the dimensional will help hold it. And I'll put on 3. Yes, it helps even up the weight. So I like that. But if you're putting white on white, I also like to have a little something else. I'm going to leave that loose on the edges and put this right in the middle. Well, let's hope it's in the middle. In the middle and straight would be good. Just a thought. Now for our envelope, I'm going to do the same thing I did with the inside of the card. It would be very smart. That's one thing I appreciated about Creativity Now. They were so good about stamping everything. Me, I'm just over here going, well, let's see, I want to do this, and I forgot to do the envelope. Just do a little first and second stamping, kind of in opposite corners. Oh, well, if I want second generation, I guess I have to do that. So there we are. Just a quick and easy envelope. Oh, I did it all across the front. I'm not sure why. I'm just going to go with a little bit less for this one. And we are almost done. Remember, I don't know if it was 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, I talked about all those glue dots I made with Tombow glue. So here's my Tombow. Oh, this is going to go on front. I found them. So here we have lots of different sized, I want to be under the light, I think. A lot of different sized little drops of glue. So I just made them by taking my Tombow and dotting it. Because Tombow multi-purpose glue stays tacky. So basically that's glue dots. And I want glue dots for, oh, there's my Tiki Pick tool, for our butterflies. Because I actually want them to stay on. I'm so picky about little things. You're welcome, Luann. I'm glad you like it. I think Mike's going to like it too. And I pretty much did, the larger one can just go on because it's just going on cardstock. So I'm going to put that right here. But the smaller ones, they need a little extra adhesive to stick. And so here's one. And here's a second one. I'm going to put that right there. And then just put my butterflies down onto my card, which you can probably barely see. And there is one more thing that this card needs, because you might have noticed that there is no Wink of Stella on it. And we've got to get this on too. So I'm just going to use liquid glue. And I'm going to put it on here, because this is where I want it to sit. It doesn't need to be anywhere else on this little piece. Oh, it's trying to run away. Come back, little friend. So here we are. We've got our little friend. And these are just these are the two that I cut out of here. And besides Lost Lagoon, it's got Garden Green. And let's see. Washi tape. Oh, no. Wink of Stella. Thank you, Cindy. It is a very easy card. But it was fun to make. And I'm thinking that these little leaves need just a little bit, one's peeking out, let's get him, of Wink of Stella on it. And there's our card. Easy, but encouraging. And that was the key. I want it to be encouraging for Mike. And then I have one to keep for the next person who needs one. So often lately, I've been making cards like this. Okay, there we are. All done, ready to go. So I wanted to also show you, I have not made the kits up yet, so I will work on that. I will. Probably tomorrow afternoon when I'm not worried about having the house clean. And let's see, what did I want to show you? I wanted to show you 4 of the 15 cards. This is card number 1. And I kind of put it on with a glue dot because I didn't I wanted them to stay in place. But what it is, the cool technique about this is that big background die that I showed you, that is, let me get it out. It's in the Forever Florals bundle. Here it is. It's really cool. Instead of using it and just cutting it out and sitting it down, she had us cut the ends, just like that. So here where we built everything up, it's solid, but the ends were die cut. It's just a different way to use your die, and I thought that was genius. So there's one. This must be two. This was so pretty. It's got gold heat embossing, and someone, I'll bring it up here, see if we can catch that. Someone may have used a few rhinestone gems on it. We won't say her name. But I decided, actually, every flower needed rhinestones. And so I just started putting rhinestones everywhere. And I like it that way. They did not use quite that many. That's card number 2. Card number 3. I'll turn this around. Pull it out of the plastic. I put a plastic envelope around. Again, I used probably more embellishments than they did, but this was pretty. And this is this die cut out of the piece of Designer Series paper, which turned out really pretty because it doesn't cut it out totally. It leaves you the border around your piece of paper, so you have to be sure to center it. But I thought that was pretty. And card number 4 was one of the easier cards. And again, these are cute. Mine have Wink of Stella on them. I used the Moody Palette glossy dots and a little bit of Crumb Cake Baker's Essential Baker's Twine. We made a little flap. Let's see. There were just little, even on easy cards, there was just a little something to work on. Let me get that out. So this is just one of the labels, and it opens up, and then you can open your card. And this just tucks back under to keep your card closed. Isn't that interesting? Anyway, I'm impressed with the class, and I was impressed with the teaching that went on with it. And I think that is about all. The third card was complicated. I took and I watched the video and I kept stopping and starting it. I will say that, I just do one card on the third card here. I really liked. And I think I want to make that again with maybe some different colors. What was fun with the kit is they gave you two-toned cardstock, so to keep everything light in weight. But they also had it just printed on one side, so you'd have the light and dark next to each other in the 12 by 12. And then if you looked on the back, there were numbers. And you could take those numbers. I had 15 envelopes in front of me, and as I cut, I put the pieces. So 15 went in envelope 15, and so on. Started with 1. It was really easy to sort and cut. I made one mistake because two-tone cardstock is really lightweight, and I accidentally picked up 2 sheets. And it was, so somewhere along the line, I'm going to have to stop and maybe look at, there's a lot of leftover scraps, plus I've got two-tone cardstock here, so I'm going to have to do some cutting, I think, because it's just off On the bottom sheet, it was off a little bit. Maybe it doesn't matter. I don't know. I will see. Anyway, I was happy with it. So when the new one comes up, the new class, I think I'll probably will do that too. And it's not as expensive. I don't think you get this one you got it's like a huge suite and you've got all the supplies. I think the other one, there's not as much. But I don't remember the price. And I copied off the wrong sheet. So I will get that to you. I will put it sometime later today, maybe. I don't know. I still have to dust and vacuum and maybe mop. It's fine. I'll have fun. Anyway, thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed, and I know I sure did. And I will see you next week at 2 o'clock. And until then,